morning, everybody. It is Friday, September 19th. My name is Karen, and this is BobbleHeadKnits. All right, sorry. Cannot remember what month it was. Happens. All right, this is my knitting vlog, and it's going to be a fairly short one because I don't have a whole lot to talk about. But let's jump right in. First of all, I tried a new approach to my knitting this week. I tried to just hyper-focus on a few projects, and I kept them to the small projects because I figured I could knock a few out faster that way. I did get one thing done though, so the approach worked. So this is my one thing. It is not really kid-friendly or anything, so if you're watching with kids, yeah, no. Turn away. All right, I did my little dishcloth, and if you look closely, you can see why it's not kid-friendly. And this is done in Dishy. The pattern is by Danna Rachel. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And when I started it this week, I was really only like about right here. So I got a lot done. Yes. So the Dishy, I have another half of the skein to use. Each one of these takes about 41 grams, so I do have another one. I immediately cast on the next dishcloth and got this much done. So yeah, guess we're moving into whips here, new casts on. The dishcloths will be going to people who come to my house for Christmas Eve, or not to my house, but my son's house, sorry. Push myself back too far. I'm trying to pick this up. All right. They will be going to anyone who shows up for Christmas Eve at my son's house. So, yes. All right. Finished objects. Moving on to new cast-ons, of course. I have a new dishcloth. This is the last solid color of Dishy I have. So after this one's done, I'm going to switch to the yarn that I dyed. This is worsted weight. The yarn that I dyed is DK weight. So I'll have to make some adjustments, but I think it'll be fun. And I believe this might be, this one is dishcloth number 6, and I'm aiming for 12, so I need to pick up the pace, basically. All right, next cast, or not cast on, but whip. Last week, I did not show you this one. This is my sister's Christmas gift. I cast it on Christmas in July. And I managed to get about an inch right where that marker is, right there. It is brioche. And the pattern is, hang on, Bertie Cowl by Tracey Cox. I think this is also a free pattern. Actually, I know it's a free pattern. So, good pattern. DK weight, brioche. It's going well. I just need to pick up the pace. So I am getting there, and this has really become kind of my mindless knitting. So I have this much left, and yeah, could be done by next week. We'll see if I really hyper focus on it, which I might. You never know. All right, the yarn is Madeline Tosh, and the pink is geranium, and the green and white, the variegated yarn is Beta, and it's beautiful. It's nice and squishy, and I might have to make myself one of these. So let's see. Next up, I knit, well, okay. I'm going to do my daughter's Christmas gift, which is out of this book by Louise Crowther. It's the Knit It Wild Animal Friends. And I am knitting Olivia the elephant. Hang on, let me just show you a picture of Olivia the elephant. Hold on, getting there. There she is. I am doing the bright pink version, so Olivia will be a little different. And hang on, I don't want to lose my place. The bright pink is this. It's Stonewash by, hold on, I'm trying not to lose my place in the book. My knitting was holding my place in the book, so I need to put it somewhere safe. All right, the pink is Stonewash by Skepshes, and I actually have various body parts living in my little bag that I got for free from Simply Socks. Yeah. And last week, over the course of the week, I have to figure out which one's which. Oh, the tail. This would be an ear. I don't know which one, but I can probably figure it out. But it doesn't matter. It's an ear. It just needs to be sewn on and kind of, yeah. It's an ear. Another ear. And then the head, which actually I think I had this done I had this done a couple weeks ago. The head and the trunk, none of which are stuffed, and kind of looks like a balloon, but it's open on the back. And I have started the body. So I've mentioned it in the past that I was going to not knit Olivia any clothes because I wasn't sure that my daughter wanted clothes for her. I asked my daughter. My daughter was sitting next to me and clearly could see that I was knitting an elephant. So I asked her, and she does want clothes. So she luckily wants the clothes, but not the shoes. So no shoes for Olivia. So I will start on that after I finish. So I've started the body just a little bit, and I will still have the arms and the legs to do. And then I'll stuff it all and we'll be good. This, I just really, I don't know, I fell out of like love with, not so much, I just got like, I was over knitting the stuffed animals. So I really need to just super hyper focus on this to get it done. So I will try to at least finish the body and the limbs this week and then start on the clothes, but we'll see. All right, next up, the only other thing I knit on this week, you saw these last week. So these are my just vanilla Beetlejuice socks. So as you'll recall, last week I had, hang on, I'm gonna put these on sock blockers so they're easier so you can see. This is the one I showed you last week, and it's odd looking because I knit too far up. So I know this now because I decided to stop knitting on that sock and to start the other one so I could figure out if it was me or the pattern. It's me. I knit too many heel rows on the heel. So this is the one that I knit this week. That's quite a bit for me to get done. The yarn is from Beach Bum Yarn in Florida, and it's just Beetlejuice sock yarn, and it's beautiful. But you can see, if you put these side by side like this, you can see the heel on this one, which is the new one, is quite a bit shorter. So on this old one, I'm going to rip it back at least to, like right there. Can you tell? Yeah, it's not focusing. Hopefully you can see. But I'm going to rip it back and then fix this one. But I'm going to finish the one sock first. I would love to have these done by the end of next week so I can start wearing them for Halloween. So I'm doing 56 stitches. I have been reading the Sock Knitting Bible, and according to the Sock Knitting Bible, I should be wearing 64 stitch socks. I just have like skinny feet and skinny ankles, so 64 might work on the leg, but it does not work on the foot. So For now, I'm going to stick with 56 and make adjustments. So I might make the leg 64, but the heel and the foot will only be 56. So yeah, so that's all the knitting I did this week. What else? I did a little bit on my brother-in-law's Musselburgh hat, but not enough to show you. It's, yeah, you know, those things happen. So I tried to just stay hyper-focused. I have, you know, some of you will know this, I have some big projects. I have a cardigan, I have another sock that I'm knitting on. Did not work on those. I'm just gonna focus on these other projects for a while. Might knit a little bit on the cardigan, but not just yet. All right. That is it. I did not buy any yarn this week. I did talk to Jody at Kettlebum's Yarn, and she dyed up another birthday skein of yarn for me. My yarn is stuck in customs in New York, so it's been long enough now that she said she's considering it lost, and so she has shipped me another birthday skein, which she had originally sent back in July, and I hadn't received it. So hopefully this one makes it to me. But she was very nice. I really appreciate it that she did that. So other knitting news, nothing really. I guess the other craft news is the sewing situation. I have fallen into the rabbit hole of sewing patterns and sewing notions and all of that. I have 2 classes scheduled on how to learn or how to sew. One is how to sew on my particular sewing machine, and one is just a general beginner sewing class. The one is next week, and the other one is 2 weeks after that. So Amie at Happy Little Yarn was talking about, well, she had bought some fabric, and I, of course, I'm like, where do I buy fabric? Because Joann's is gone. And I looked on Michael's, but I wanted some fun fabric that was a little, you know, just different. So she mentioned spoonflower.com, which is apparently like you can, as a designer, you can provide your patterns or your fabric design there, and they will put it onto whatever fabric customers want to order, and they have a ton of patterns. So I am eyeing those. I have not bought any yet because I'm still trying to determine the best fabric to make my first project bag out of. I'm leaning towards a linen canvas. There is a cotton canvas, but I'm wondering if that's going to be just a little bit heavier and not as beginner friendly. So we'll see. But if you have any recommendations, send them my way. Amber, my friend Amber at Ambi Marie Knits, she actually has been kind of enabling me a little bit. I was chatting with her. She sent me some patterns that are beginner friendly, so I'm gonna go, and she sent me links to the designers and their YouTube videos, and then I can get the patterns from them. But she said they were the ones she started with, so I'm going to use one of those patterns for my first project bag, but I don't want to start it until I have at least one class under my belt. So right now I'm just like window shopping. But if you have any suggestions for new sewists, let me know. The best thing Amber said, because I was like, I don't want a fabric stash. I don't want, like, I have a yarn stash. I don't need a fabric stash. And she said, there's no way around it. You're going to have a fabric stash. So I'm going to have a fabric stash, apparently. So, but I'm not going nuts with buying fabric just yet. I'm going to take my time and yeah, all that. Amber, if you're watching, and I know you usually do, what fabric would you recommend I start with? All All right. All right. Any of you have any ideas or suggestions? Send them my way, please. I'm really enjoying just looking at the different patterns, like not the patterns, but the different fabric designs. And I can't decide if I already have like a Halloween bag, so I'm thinking my next one will be either a generic, my first project bag will be either a generic fall bag or Christmas bag. So we'll decide. Let's see here. Life stuff, not a whole lot going on. It's like 10:30 in the morning here. And I got up, I was at the door at 7:20 a.m. and I went and did my Pilates class. And then I took myself on a little coffee date, had some knitting time by myself. Then came home and I'm just trying to get things done today, my day off. I'm going to get my hair cut later. That's why it's kind of crazy looking right now. I'm going to get my hair cut. And yeah, not much else. My daughter's birthday is tomorrow. She's going to be 25. I can't believe I have a 25-year-old. We're not actually celebrating till Monday because she works all weekend. But yeah, should be good day. No real TV. Well, I guess we did. Did we start a new series? We started a Netflix series called Hostage, I think. I think that's it. It's like the British Prime Minister is a woman. Her husband is a doctor, and he's like in, I don't know where, Guyana. I can't say it, but he's there and he gets kidnapped with a bunch of colleagues, and there's this big drama playing out on whether to give in to the hostage's demands or, stand up and risk that he's going to die. And yeah, so that we started watching that. It's pretty good. There's something else that we watched, but I can't remember. Whatever it was wasn't memorable. Book-wise, I didn't finish anything. I've been reading, but not a lot. So that's about it, really. This is really short, but I'm going to go. I have to get some laundry done, all that stuff, and some knitting before I go get my hair cut. All right, everyone, have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.